Hello there, everybody. Charles Hamaker here with Circling Seattle Sports here at Climate Pledge Arena, the site of the Game 7 watch party for the Seattle Kraken at the Dallas Stars, the second round Stanley Cup Playoffs matchup. Seattle does unfortunately fall 1-2 in this game. Dallas moves on to the Western Conference Final. Tough result here for Seattle. They got an excellent performance once again out of goaltender Philip Grubauer. Game 7 Grubauer came out once again ready to play, gave them an excellent opportunity to be able to move on, win an advance sort of operation. And they just weren't able to get enough generated in high danger areas to challenge Jake Ottinger in net. Just wasn't enough. Seattle was on their heels too much of the game. The Kraken just were not able to generate enough high quality chances to really be in this one for a good amount of the time. Not the best use of words. They were in this one, but it felt like they were just on their heels, playing defensively. Grubauer was keeping them in it, save after save. Just wasn't sustainable hockey, and that was something you could tell within the first period. The energy here at Climate Pledge Arena, now empty, was great for this watch party. You could have easily filled the lower bowl. Fans had spread out amongst all the different levels here. Great atmosphere. First and foremost, just unfortunate. Obviously, Seattle went a lot farther than anybody really thought that they were going to, whether that be the national media critics or maybe even themselves. But the future is bright for this team. I liken it a little bit to the 2012 Seahawks team that fell to the Atlanta Falcons in the divisional round that year. They were a team that exceeded expectations, had a very bright future, and were able to win the whole thing next year. I'm not saying right now that the Kraken can win the Stanley Cup next year, but the future is very bright, taking into account that you're not losing a ton of players from this core next season. Vince Dunn's coming off a career year. Jared McCann had a 40-goal season. You're going to get Andrei Burakovsky back next season. You've got a ton of draft capital to play with this year, potentially adding to your future ranks or potentially getting a proven commodity in a trade. When the draft comes around in June. Matty Beniers is coming off of a Calder Trophy winning season. He'll add up some weight and get better in the faceoff circle. So there's a lot to be very happy about. This is a true team, all four forward lines through the six defensemen, and there are players that are knocking on the door. Ty Cartier was somebody that won the AHL Rookie of the Year award and came and contributed heavily in this playoff run when Jared McCann went down. Riker Evans is somebody who's performed well with the Firebirds, the AHL affiliate of the Kraken. Ty Nelson just signed a deal, his entry-level contract with Seattle. So there's a ton of talent with David Goyette, Ryan Winterton down in the OHL playoffs right now. There's a ton of talent coming up through the ranks for this Kraken team. And they were just a few minutes off from advancing to the Western Conference Final in their second year. So it'll be big to see who is the number 2 goaltender behind Philip Grubauer going into year 3 of this franchise's existence. Chris Driedger will be back from injury. He was somebody who was a scratch for this team for most of the playoffs. He was finally back after spending some rehab assignments down with the Firebirds in Coachella Valley. Martin Jones likely not back. He's a free agent. He was just kind of a stopgap as Driedger got healthy after getting a bad injury in the Worlds. But just unfortunate that Seattle wasn't able to generate quite enough in this game to reward their goaltender for all of the effort that put in. Again, excellent game by Philip Grubauer. Just not enough dangerous opportunity generated by the Kraken, not enough challenge presented to Jake Ottinger, who's already a great goaltender, whether that be in the regular season or obviously in the playoffs here. So Dallas, a very good team. This was a great series. Obviously some blowouts, so not great in that regard, but just excellent to see these teams go at it. And Dallas very well could be a team that goes to the Stanley Cup. Obviously they have Vegas to face now. To get back to the point though, just very all in all a season that Seattle and their fans can be very happy about. All things considered, dealing with injuries. Jared McCann was out for a solid chunk of this playoff season. Andrei Burakovsky missed the last 32 games of the regular season and all these playoffs. What does this playoff run look like with an Andrei Burakovsky? Probably better in a lot of regards. So Again, lots to be happy about. Disappointing the way that this ended, but moving forward in the grand scheme of things, the future is very bright for this Kraken organization, this team. So not a lot to be too angry about or too frustrated. Obviously disappointed right now in the moment, sad about the loss, sad that the season is over, and an excellent season. I've had the great privilege of covering the 2022 Mariners breaking that postseason drought, and now this season, which it's a great way to start a career. But yeah, lots of positive to look at moving forward.